Hello and welcome to episode 23 of the All Around Podcast. We are Players of the Round Table. My name is Jeremy and with me always is Nick.
Hola.
And we have a pretty decent podcast today.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of games that came out. There's a lot of games that were announced. There's a lot of games that are coming out.
There's a lot of stuff to go into.
So it's going to be different. It's going to pretty much please everybody, I think.
I would hope so. And we're going in a weird order this time.
Yeah.
We're saving the Nintendo for media? Middle?
Yeah.
Middle.
Right around the middle.
Yeah.
We're actually going to start with a game that everybody almost forgot came out.
Yes. Myself included.
Yeah, until we looked on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, what was
we looked stuff up.
Dishonored Death of the Outsider came out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is an expansion to 2. It's DLC, but it's also a standalone title.
Yeah, standalone expansion.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's calling it.
It's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It is a $30 title.
Yeah.
It is very, very short. 8 hours to beat. Very similar to how Uncharted The Lost Legacy was.
Yep.
You play as a brand new character.
Who is in Dishonored 2.
Yes, she's in Dishonored 2, but he's a brand new playable character for people to play as.
Mm-hmm.
The story, I don't want to go too into it in case you do play it, because it'll spoil 2, and I don't...
Well, yeah, I think the best way to describe it is it's a direct continuation off 2.
Yes.
Immediate.
Yeah.
There's no time that's passed or anything. So, yeah, to not spoil 2, even though it has been out long enough, but to not spoil 2, it takes place immediately after the events of it.
Yep.
So, and also, too, it's very interesting, too, because it's Dishonored 2 is yet again, though, a game that has choices. So, whichever choices in endgame happens...
will
still just kicked right into the next game.
So if you went through the entire game without killing anybody, that has an effect on Death of the Outsider.
Yes,
so,
which is interesting.
Yeah, which is the other reason I don't want to spoil it, because Dishonored 2, it's been out for a little while, but Dishonored it's an underrated title. It's not a very big title, and it is very, very story-driven. So there's not, we can't really talk
100%.
About things that happen in the game without spoiling it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, we might bring it up later on like a different podcast and actually go into the story.
I want to play it and beat it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get some real time with it. We'll have some time go by as well where it's not as spoiler free.
Yep. It came out on Xbox One, on PS4, and PC. It's a pretty decent reviews. It got an 84% on Metacritic. The user score was about a 7, but it was different between Xbox and PlayStation.
It's fair. It's a fair score overall.
Yeah.
Like it's solid for what it is, especially
for a
the price
standalone
point.
expansion. It's not a bad price. So if you like things like Uncharted The Lost Legacy and how they expanded upon that with different characters and stuff like that, I think you'd like this.
Yeah. It's a good move.
Now, this week was also a very big week for sports.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
So I'm going to start with the sport I actually care about.
Good move.
Which is NHL. I don't want to say a huge hockey fan, but if I'm going to watch sports, I'm going to watch hockey.
If you're buying any sports game, you're buying NHL.
Yes, yeah, exactly, which I did.
Yes.
So, NHL 18 is awesome. It is...
You already played a bit of it.
Yeah, it's... the best way to describe it is... I don't want to say a soft reboot, because you can't really reboot a sports game. But it is a game that is really, really focusing on newer players... And really focusing on like what it's like to first join into the league and kind of get like a feeling for it, because they changed the way that like the career modes work, and they added in like an added depth to it. It just feels like there's so much more to do, so much more to create. And one of the things that I've always loved in any sports game is creating my own team.
Yeah.
And you have different options to start a franchise. You can do the current league as it is. You can do the expansion, which houses the Vegas team, the Golden Knights, and then you can also do an expansion 2 team or league where you make your own team.
Okay.
And you can go in like. It's like Zoo Tycoon or like Sim City with sports.
Got it, yeah.
Like,
or it's like just super vast and you can just do
but I mean, it goes crazy.
Yeah.
You're going from picking colors and jerseys, and you have multiple different mascots' names so that they can like call people out, and you have the different nicknames and you have the different cities so that the announcers actually say stuff.
Oh, that's
you go
cool.
in and you design your arena, but you have to like use your budget to set up concession prices and set up bathroom maintenance.
Jesus.
And set up rink.
It goes really in on.
Yeah, it is very real.
Really going on simulator.
Yes. And what's really cool is
that's cool.
They give you a lot more depth during the drafts. Like before, during drafts when you did franchise, it would give you their overall score and like their offense and defense. Yeah. Now it goes into how long they've been playing, what teams they've played for, what different stats are for different things, and you can go in and pick them a lot easier and a lot more fluent. And Zach was also making his team, and he was telling me about how how he was going in and doing gearing more towards the future than right now. So he was picking up a lot of people that were like unknown,
up and coming. Yeah.
But that's what this game's all about. Their deluxe edition. So to put it into perspective, NBA their deluxe edition had Shaq on it. FIFA's deluxe edition has Ronaldo on it.
Yep. It's the Ronaldo edition.
Yeah. NHL has the Young Stars edition. Because on the cover is Connor McDavid, who is an awesome hockey player. He broke a couple different records, but he's probably the youngest person to ever be on the cover.
For NHL, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's really, really good, and they're focusing on that whole aspect of the NHL. They're focusing on the newer players. They're focusing on.
I mean, that makes sense. That's kind of the way hockey's been going. It's slowly been going that direction, but
But hockey, hockey's just an amazing sport. Yeah. But out of every game that EA always puts out, I think that NHL has the most realistic physics. I think it has the most realistic graphics, and I think it really has the most user-catered experience.
Well, the franchise is definitely, that's the one I think the community for that sports game in particular has always been like diehard fans.
Yep.
You can always tell the quality in the games is always there.
Yep.
It's very rare that you don't see it.
The NHL team just they care, I think, a little bit more than the other ones do.
I also too I think they have to. Yeah. I think just based off popularity of how monstrous the other ones are.
Because you put out Madden, and putting out Madden's like putting out Call of Duty. Yeah. But you put out NHL, and putting out NHL is like when Bandai Namco puts out Project Cars next to Forza.
Well, and also, going into the next game we're going to talk about too, especially when it's so close to NBA.
Yes.
Especially when it has to fight that. But, it's got to pull out all the stops.
But at the same time, the people that are buying NHL are more than likely the people that are not buying NBA.
Yes, it's absolutely
it works
true.
out well.
It's absolutely true.
That way, and EA did a double hitter because not only did they put out NHL, which by the way, it got a 76%, which is a little lower than I anticipated. 7.4 user score, but people weren't really complaining. People just said that they felt like it was 17 with added features, which is what it should be because that's how
I just usually think for sometimes, and this is just people's obviously I haven't played it, but just for people paying another $60 for just a couple added features.
Yes, sometimes but at the same time, NHL has always perfected itself, so there's not too much to build on.
No, exactly.
They have a whole new deking system in this game, which is really cool.
It's almost that thing where if they started to do so much new, it would end up fucking it up more than helping it.
No, like when Call of Duty decided to go into the future. Same thing.
When Call of Duty decided to do 15 different things.
Yeah. So, NHL 18, which is an EA Sports game, came out the same day as NBA Live 18, which is also an EA Sports game.
All the basketball.
NBA Live 18 actually came out to an 80% on Metacritic and 7.4 user score. Live has always been considered the arcade version of the two NBA games.
Definitely the less serious.
Yes, and 2K... decided to go a little too serious to the point where people are actually enjoying Live again. And Live did change a lot because they skipped 17. They went 14, 15, 16, and then 18.
Yeah, they took a break.
And what they did was they changed the way that the game works. They added different mechanics. The game runs using the Frostbite engine. It runs at 60 frames per second. They added in different types of game modes. So instead of, in Live, it's always been, B to shoot, X to steal, Y to jump.
Yeah.
Now it's, you can use the right stick to do all these different things, and it adds almost the same kind of feel as when I'm playing NHL, because in NHL, I'm using the stick to move the puck around with the right stick and doing, depending on what game mode I'm playing, I'm using the right stick to do aimed shots at the goal, and it just feels almost similar in live.
No, it makes sense. It's definitely good because it's definitely on the rise.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole important part.
It's interesting because live always gets shit on every year. So...
Well, I mean, it back in the day deserved it.
Yeah, true. So. But 2K...
Yeah.
2K is actually coming out to really bad reviews. 4.2 user score. Metacritic didn't give it a score, but now that I think about it, it's probably because it's not actually out yet. The early tip-off came out, so Metacritic might not give it a score until the end of the day.
That blows my mind because it's one of those things where it's like the early tip-off's out, but it's like they can't get a copy now and do the review. Yeah. Usually they do the review on the release of the game, the day of the game anyway.
But technically this isn't the release date.
Come on.
Well, I mean, fair. And the same thing's going to happen when Battlefront comes out, and when Need for Speed comes out, and when Forza comes out.
Here's the
thing. Ultimate and Deluxe editions are going to come out, and we're not going to get reviews.
But, like, just a heads up, though, I'm pretty sure they did put out a review, though, for when, like...
Horizon 3 came out?
No, I was going to even say, like, Madden.
I don't know.
I think when the GOAT edition, which the GOAT edition came out 3 days earlier, I'm pretty sure they put the review out.
When we did the podcast, it was the Sunday after the Friday.
I know, so that's what I'm saying. So we don't have no idea. Yeah. But also, and also I'm just wording it this way too. I'm also just wording it this way too. You can buy the Legend or the Legend Gold.
Yes.
And even though it's the early tip, it's a standard game.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is you have ample time to play it now, and it's open. My thing is put out a review when also 90% of the community is also open to play the game. Yeah. If it was still in closed beta, obviously don't put out a review. It's absurd. Yeah, of course. But it's like the game is being mass produced and fully on sale now. And it's let's be honest, you can't not buy it at any retailer currently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, really.
That's my like. Don't get me wrong. If it was still limited, then I would understand. Yeah. But it's no one's getting stopped from buying NBA at this moment. So
they should be.
But, just put up the iron gates.
Whatever.
No. Well, listen, based off these reviews, they might not have to.
Yeah, this is true. So 4.2 user score. We were reading up some of the user reviews, and a lot of people are complaining about My Career and My Player, saying that the cutscenes are unskippable. Some of them are 3 to 10 minutes long, and it's really, really cheesy dialogue.
Yeah.
They have no good actors this time.
Yeah, people are ripping it apart.
The My Neighborhood thing, where you can like walk around, it's like the little social hub.
The Splatoon 2 lobby.
Yeah, they're literally comparing it to Splatoon 2.
I mean, it looked like it. That was honestly what I thought of you when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Like, honest to God, like I was like those city street type walk around.
And somebody said that Splatoon pulls it off better than NBA, which they felt was a bad thing because NBA is such a major title.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are also saying that the virtual currency is a lot harder to earn in-game, and that they really make you just pay for it.
Well, I was going to say, that was a big debate even with 2K17. And even coming from a guy who's not big on sports, like, that was the whole thing of, especially, like, I mean, Madden has, of course, had Madden points. That's been a big thing. And MLB has had that, too, especially with, like, last year and the year before with, like, the World Series competitions and stuff. Those are big deals, but, like...
Stubs.
Yeah, but, like, NBA is even just, like, common... player versus player online VC, competition wise. Yeah, it was like it wasn't even. It came down to, especially in why I think people got even mad the game before in 2K17 was like it was never any more a matter of skill. It was who spent more VC.
Yes,
that's all it came down to.
And somebody in one of the reviews, which this is one that I read just while we were talking about something else, I was reading through it, and somebody said that no game that you pay $60 for should you have to pay $60 more to fully enjoy it. And the same person in that review suggested that 2K become free to play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if that's the thing, if you're going to go that heavy on VC, then just do that.
And 2K, the company, would probably make just as much money.
Oh, more. They'd make more.
If they went free to play.
Because their incentive then is people who are already spending $150 on top of their $60 would go, oh, I can now put $210.
I'm very curious to see if in 2 months it'll be the PlayStation Plus game like 16 and 17 were.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because that's almost free to play.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah.
Because so many people have already bought it. So they're taking the back door.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think I think right now they're at a very critical point where they won't, but they need to do ground control.
Yeah, oh, they won't.
And that's the biggest problem with a lot of games that come out, and just even in general, like not even NBA, but there's so many games that come out that do that now, where it's like they clearly made a mistake, and the game isn't irreversible. No, like we saw a couple of reviews that gave it good reviews too, like even some 9 out of 10, which I also think is a little too high. But...
Right, one of those reviewers did say that a lot of people are looking at my career and my player as the main point of the game, and this person that reviewed it said that those people are looking at the basketball mechanics of a basketball game as the secondary thing to look at in the basketball game. And they were, the same person said that all of the gameplay mechanics have been upgraded. The graphics might not have been upgraded, but the gameplay mechanics feel smoother. The gameplay has slowed down, so it's impossible to get 200 points in a 12-minute game.
Yeah.
And, they were praising it for the technical work that has been done on it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just don't think the rest of it's that great.
No, exactly. And it makes sense.
Now, something with 2K. 2K is a groundbreaking game, per se.
Back in the day.
For a couple of different reasons right now.
Oh, yeah. I know where you're going.
Yep. It is the first game that is released that on the cover art has 4K HDR Xbox One X enhanced.
Mm-hmm. Which that's the whole new thing Xbox is doing in general, right?
Yes, yeah, the Xbox One X enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the first one to have that, and it's also the first game, along with NHL, NBA Live, and Dishonored, to have new box art. Where on the back of the cover art, on the back of an Xbox game, you would normally have single player, multiplayer, Xbox One, Xbox Live, and it would have numbers under them to see how many people would play it.
Yeah.
Now it is one big section that goes from top to bottom, and it has 4K support, HDR support, Xbox One X enhanced, Xbox One single player, Xbox One multiplayer, Xbox Live co-op, Xbox Live multiplayer.
It's like it's every detail.
Yeah, and
there's no guessing anymore.
Right, and it's a lot easier to read.
Yeah,
and on the front and the back of the box, it tells you whether this game can play in 4K, whether this game has HDR support, which is for the Xbox One S, and whether it has the Xbox One X enhanced support. Something that Nick brought up was that PlayStation seems to be doing a lot of the marketing for 2K.
Yeah.
Yet nowhere on the box art for
weird.
2K does it say PlayStation 4 Pro Enhanced. Yeah. And it is definitely a PlayStation 4 Pro Enhanced game.
100%.
2K17 was.
Yeah.
So...
It's just weird they're not promoting it.
Right.
I find that super odd. Because, don't get me wrong, I understand kind of it's, just kind of a niche thing. Yeah. But at the same time, it's how are you going to put the importance on the Pro by not...
Especially now with the X coming out.
Yeah, by not showing off the fact of, hey, by the way, just a heads up, just a reminder, if you had the Pro... It would look better.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know why they don't do that.
Now, the other thing that 2K is doing is 2K is the first NBA game in I don't know how many years.
A very long time.
To come out on a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Not only is it a Nintendo console, but it's coming out on a Switch, which means it's the first portable NBA game ever. It has local play. Where you can set up the different switches and play right there next to each other. It has wireless play. You will be able to purchase VC. All 3 editions are coming out on it. It has Amiibo support, which we still don't really know what it does.
Yeah, no.
But
I think go into what you're saying, then I'll go into that.
The game is delayed on the Switch. It's not coming out until October. In order to play it, you need a micro SD XC card because of how much data it takes up, which is a
huge requirement.
Yes. Yeah.
Cost-wise.
Yeah, it's like
for people.
$60 for a 64 gig.
Yeah. Well, it's about $60 for a standard SD card for the Switch. Wow, I almost said Wii U. For the Switch. And then also keep in mind, God forbid you wanted to get virtual currency.
Yes. Yeah.
That's another, $60? You spent $180 to play one game.
Yeah. And on top of that, there's a huge update that you need to download before you can even start the game.
Bigger than what's typically on Xbox One and PS4.
Yes.
Just to differentiate that.
It's around 20 to 30 gigs, which doesn't seem like a lot because it is a 50 gig game on Xbox.
Yeah.
But when you only have 60 gigs on an SD card, it's a lot of space.
Well, yeah, and also too and it's a lot different because they're chips.
Yes.
Which house a lot more data on them.
Right.
I mean, technically you install some games, but yeah, the space is
that
crazy.
leads my question then to be, how can a sports game have to take up that much room?
Yeah.
When Zelda takes up nothing.
Yeah.
And how much is Skyrim gonna have to take up?
So, my thought is this: I don't think Skyrim's gonna take up too much. The other thing is with Amiibo support. I think Nintendo's doing what they usually do, where they're kind of putting in the mystery of, hey, this one's gonna have Amiibo support, and then everybody goes overboard because the problem is because Amiibos are overflown and overblown the market.
Yep.
So first of all, there's like 52 Amiibos out in general. Like there's more. I don't know.
There's almost like 100.
That's what I'm saying. So okay, so there's roughly 100. Let's even go there. I even have most of them, so that's why I'm surprised I can't even know the number. So yeah, there's like 100 of them. And then keep in mind, the worst part is they're going to do exactly what they did with Mario Kart 8.
Yep. Your
Amiibos work, but only Nintendo themed, like Mario, like the Nintendo staples, if you will. So Nintendo staples work, and then it's just going to be your Mii is just going to get different like jerseys. That's in my opinion, that is all it's going to be.
Now I said to Nick that it would be crazy if the Amiibos gave you VC.
That would be a huge deal. That would be a game changer for NBA.
Or they could go worse. They could go so much more money grab. Every single Amiibo gets you a different skill point in a different skill. So instead of using the VC for what you want, Mario gets you an agility point. And Kirby gets you a defense point.
I was going to go worse. I was going to go even crazier. So every Amiibo, this is going like overblown. Go with your virtual currency, but blow it up and make it more ridiculous. So every Amiibo gets you a random amount of virtual currency. So it could be one or 200,000. Damn. Like any amount in between.
And you can only use them once.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a one-time use. But if you bought more Amiibos, they would work for you.
But then we could make it so the Animal Crossing Amiibo cards.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Every Amiibo works.
And then 2K and Nintendo could totally do a cash grab. And do NBA trading card Amiibo cards.
Yes. Well, they already have the sports ones.
Yeah, but
I know. My thought was like actual basketball themed Amiibos. Then you get Mario shooting a basket.
That or
a fire basket.
Or you get Shaq and Michael Jordan and Kyrie Irving as Amiibo cards. No, not Amiibo. Amiibo cards.
Amiibo cards.
And you get trading cards.
That would
NBA
work.
trading cards, which are then Amiibo cards for you to use.
Amazing. Pause break. All of this isn't real.
Yeah, no,
we're all doing a hypothetical.
Yeah,
here.
none of this is real.
Just we really went down a good rabbit hole, but I was like, just a disclaimer, none of that's actually happening.
That'd be so cool.
It'd be great. Listen.
God, we need to work for marketing.
Every time we talk about it. We come up with amazing ideas in literally 5 seconds. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so we mentioned the Switch.
Yep.
This is where we'll hit up Nintendo. Nintendo had a new game that came out, which was Metroid: Samus Returns.
It's so good.
This is all you.
It's amazing. So really quick, hold on. We'll jump back to you for 10 seconds. Go with the reviews.
Oh, okay. So IGN gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Fair.
It got an 88% on Metacritic. It got a 9 out of 10 on Polygon.
Yeah.
And got a 9.6 out of 10 user score on Metacritic.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great. So, I mean, the major thing about it is, for people who don't know, it's a pretty much paid homage remake of of Metroid 2.
Yep.
Which is the major thing about it.
Which was a Game Boy game.
Yeah. Game Boy. Original Game Boy, not Game Boy Color.
Yep. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. They did, I mean, the thing is, they did an amazing job. I'm almost out of the 8 or 9 areas in the game. I'm on area 5 currently. Okay. So I'm already almost halfway through it. My first playthrough is going to be 100% playthrough, and then I'll do speed runs. Because I know, if anything, if like any other Metroid game, they're going to have secret ending cutscene stuff for speedrunners. But it's really good. The mazes are awesome. It's very Castlevania-esque. I mean, all the reviewers have been saying it's amazing. Like I said, I've been putting all my time into it. It's really good. The power-ups are really awesome. They have the classic setups of Castlevania, Metroid, Vania stuff where, discover 15 areas before you can actually open all those spots, but they stay stagnant in your mind of, oh, there's these weird diamond rocks I can't break no matter what I do. and finally after 10 areas go by, and you've only been seeing them really small, like in each area, and then finally after area 5, you get the item that could break them. So first of all, you want to break them all in the current area you're in, and then also every part of your mind is screaming you have to go back to all those areas that you missed. And that happens constantly. There's over 16 different abilities in the game that do that exact same thing all the time. So you're constantly encountering areas that you know you can't get to.
Yeah.
All you're thinking about is, to 100% I know I need to go back there. And then it's just waiting to finally get the upgrade to then run back. And also keep progressing and then get into that same loop. It's great. The most important thing about it, which a lot of those maze puzzle backtracking games have an issue with sometimes, is boredom in backtracking.
Right.
I have not gotten bored a single moment of this game. This game has grabbed my attention the entire time. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to go. It's not as bad as some older Castlevanias where you have to farm experience to get stuff. That's why I usually more lean toward the Metroids, because you solely focus on upgrade abilities and then skill.
Right.
Those are your only two things. Castlevania sometimes has more of an RPG element to it. I mean, of course, you can beat anything with skill. Jesus Christ, people speedrun shit at level 1. You know what I mean? So, I get that. But it's really good. It's a great game from top to bottom. The amiibo support is good. The only other major complaint people have is why some of the content is directly locked through amiibos. So I don't know if you know about that whole thing, but certain art content and a secret extra hard playthrough, which I won't... It's not even a spoiler because it's the amiibo function. It's called Fusion Mode, where you go in a fusion suit, but you take like more than double the damage you would. Because in hard mode you take double. In Fusion Mode you take like double and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like triple, but it's pretty bad. So it's like that, and that's only locked through the Metroid amiibo. And then also you have a choice, which this is the really cool part too. If you want to have amiibo support to unlock everything in the game, but because the other thing that all the amiibos as well do is give you an extra tank for different things.
Right.
One is for energy, one is for your health, and another one is for your missiles.
Okay.
What's really cool is you can choose whether to get those in the game. You don't you can put your amiibo on to get the gallery stuff when you beat the game, but you don't have to accept the tank. You can choose to accept the energy tank, which is really cool then. So then, if you want the game to be catered, more to beginners, and if you're new to the game, it's great. It's a great way to get you into it without super being punishing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're more of an old school player like myself, and just purely wanted the art book content, and aren't really worried about, I know I'm going to survive my first playthrough, it's on normal. Then don't worry about it. It's really cool. So you can kind of set the difficulty there, which is really nice. The other super important thing, which is really big on games like these that honestly not enough people are talking about in reviews, it has a great teleport and save system. Teleport around, you still have to go to certain statues, you can't just teleport all the time always.
Right.
But the teleportation areas are really good. They're very frequent for where you would need to go. They're very systematic. They're not lazy. They're not, you've passed 5 rooms. Out. Yeah, it's not every 5 rooms there's a teleport room.
Right.
It's where you would naturally go. And the save setup is really good too. And the only thing I mean by that is there is enough save stations where out of anywhere there was never a point where I had to spend over 5 minutes going back to save. I mean, of course, you do have to backtrack all the time. You're backtracking constantly. But there was never a point I was like, it's been 20 minutes and I need to stop what I'm doing and I don't want to just fold up my 3DS. I need to save this thing. So it's pretty cool. So if you haven't played a Metroid, or more importantly, if you got super burned by like Other M or Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which I still love, but if people hate that, that's fine. If you're not into the first person Metroids and you really did not like Other M, which a lot of people didn't like, this is old school Metroid to a T. From someone who has played the older ones, I could not recommend it more. It's awesome. And it's on 3DS. So it's really good. It's cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So going off of that, Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct.
Yes. Kind of talking about that and then some other stuff.
Yeah, and it was, I don't want to say unexpected, but they definitely talked about things that we didn't think they'd talk about, because they said that they were going to talk a lot about Super Mario Odyssey, which they did. They announced a whole system bundle with 2 red controllers, which is going to be really cool because they're the same day as the game, obviously.
The whole beach
Yeah, the whole beach with,
level.
People were flipping out because Mario has nipples.
Yep.
Which, whatever, he's a man. He's
Which
got
was
nipples.
a big goddamn surprise.
Yeah, because, what the fuck was he going to have? Like, I mean,
no,
is he not supposed to have nipples? Anyway.
Good Lord.
So that was the thing. So then they went in, and they talked about different Switch games, and they talked about different 3DS games.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to kind of bullet point them.
Yep.
We're going to start with the Switch games, and then move to the 3DS games.
Yeah, because just in general, too, for anybody going like, what the hell, they're going pretty quick with it. But honestly, the Direct was pretty quick.
Yeah, the Direct was 20 minutes.
Yeah, they bullet pointed a lot. Like, they hit you with really quick trailers. And here's the thing. I mean, we'll kind of go into it more after we hit up the bullet points. But they did talk about a lot, and we got a lot of information. But we also didn't get a lot of information that we wanted on some stuff. We'll go into it more, but
exactly.
Let's go into the
info. The coolest thing, I think, besides Mario that was announced was the new Kirby game got a name.
Yes.
It's called Kirby Star Allies.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out in early next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it give a tentative release date like spring or summer. They just said early 2018. But
it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited for it. Basically, the synopsis is a new foe comes over Dreamland, and Kirby needs to partner up with people from different areas of the universe to try to take down this new threat.
Yep.
So I think it's really cool. That's it. That's all we know.
Well, really quick too. The only so what's really nice is a lot of common enemies now can be allies, and then the really cool feature for old school Kirby fans. Because even personally, my favorite Kirby game is Kirby 64.
Yep.
I personally love that one. And it was the only one at the time that could mix abilities and actually had effects.
And this one
is finally bringing that back.
Yep.
Now, they're not the same.
The Switch is doing a lot of that. The Switch is doing a lot of things that we loved from the 64 and bringing them back. Yeah. It's great.
But I really love they actually brought back 64 games. But whatever. Anyway.
Whatever, maybe.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then they announced the Arcade Archives, which is essentially the virtual console. We're getting Super Mario Brothers, we're getting Balloon Fight, we're getting Ice Climbers, that's just to name a couple.
Mm-hmm.
They've talked about golf, they've talked about Excite Bike, so we'll see what we all get in the end, but it's the start to their whole new virtual console, which is cool.
Still needed more.
Huh?
We still needed more.
Oh, I know.
Still needed more.
It is what it is.
It is.
They didn't announce too much else for the Switch. They did talk about the Xenoblade Chronicles Special Edition, which comes with the first steelbook case for a Switch game, which is really cool, and it comes with a CD of the soundtrack.
Yep.
And then they also announced a Pro Controller for it, which is really cool. It's got red handles. So there was that, and they talked about Fire Emblem, which Fire Emblem Warriors is going to come out on October 20th. Which I'll get into them when we talk about the 3DS section too, because it comes out on both systems. But they basically just gave the date, which everybody kind of assumed was going to be this year, which is cool.
Nothing new gameplay wise too. They almost played the same trailer, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, they announced a new character though, didn't they?
No, because it was a character we already knew about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole thing was they really brought in Lynn.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and we kind of knew. I mean, she wasn't on the cover, but it was very obvious. She's like one of the. She's not Lucina or like Camilla, but she's like literally the next best poster girl. Like even.
Gotcha.
Not going off on a super tangent here, but Fire Emblem Heroes, the whole app game that everybody's super into. Yep. Lynn is literally the top voted female character out of the community in Fire Emblem. So it only made sense, and no one was surprised.
And for those of you that are unfamiliar with Fire Emblem Warriors, it will play like Hyrule Warriors, which is a spin-off of Dynasty Warriors. So it is a Dynasty Warriors game with Fire Emblem characters.
Warriors on Warriors.
Yep. Now, 2 games were announced for the Switch that nobody saw coming at all.
That's true.
And they came right after the announcement that Skyrim is coming out on November 17th. And the next 2 games are Bethesda games. Doom is coming out on the Switch.
Very interesting.
Which will be, if I'm right, the first-person shooter on the console. Right?
Yeah.
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 I mean, technically Skyrim's first-person, but it's not a first-person shooter.
Definitely not.
So, Doom will be the first-person shooter to release on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's going to be $60. Comes out this holiday.
Also, the first online first-person shooter.
Yes, and also if it comes out after Skyrim, it'll be the 3rd or 4th M-rated title.
Yeah.
At least the third. The third one to get a physical release.
Yes, yeah.
Because Disgaea was the first.
No, Disguise rated T. No, is it rated M?
No, it's rated M. Disguise rated M.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Disguise was rated M.
That's actually
because Fate Extella is not rated M.
No, right? Fate Extella is definitely rated T.
Yeah, so Disgaea. Oh, and Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac. That's
so okay. So it'll be the if it comes out after Skyrim, it'll be the 4th M-rated physical title.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. They also announced that Wolfenstein 2 will release on the Switch. There is no word of the first one or Old Blood being released on it, but Wolfenstein 2 will release on it. Oh, Resident Evil is also coming out for it.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the direct, but that's another M-rated title. That is not a first-person shooter, but a shooter. But Wolfenstein 2 is another first-person shooter that's being released. Both of those games are made by Bethesda. Mm-hmm. I think it's really interesting that Bethesda is having this super intricate relationship with Nintendo that they never really had before.
I'm all for it, and it's really cool. Let me throw you a weird hypothetical scenario, though.
Okay.
Because this is what I would have preferred the day I heard about this.
Okay.
Because everybody was really excited. Like, even you were excited. That's where I was like,
excited. I'm cool.
But here, let me throw you an alternative, and you tell me if it's better or worse. Take away Wolfenstein and Doom, but keep the Bethesda full there. And then go, well, by the way, since Skyrim, why don't we do Fallout?
I think eventually we will.
Oh, I think so too, but I'm saying, would you have rather had these two or Fallout 4?
Right now, I think I'd rather have these two.
Just because they're newer.
Reason being is Wolfenstein will still be fresh.
Yes, 100%.
Doom is an arcade-style game.
Which is good for
I can just kind of play whenever I want. Fallout?
Yeah.
If they ever put Fallout on there and I can play Fallout wherever I want, that's great. But why do Fallout when they're already doing Skyrim and have people pick between Skyrim and Fallout?
Because I think there is a divide in it.
I think there is, but at the same time, I think the vast majority of people are going to pick one or the other. And not at the same time. They're not going to want to play them at the same time. And a lot of the people that play Skyrim play Fallout. I think they're playing it smart. I think when they announce the new Fallout, they will put the new Fallout on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, also, too, I just would have rather seen Fallout than Skyrim. Because I've seen Skyrim 56 times.
Yeah.
And it was just like...
But Skyrim is also... Kids know about Skyrim.
Well,
kids don't pay attention.
Well, and more importantly, too, it's easily portable.
Yes.
It's an older gen game.
Yeah, because...
So it's
okay, so keep in mind...
so much easier.
As we're talking about Skyrim, it is not the special edition of Skyrim.
No.
It is not the Xbox One PS4.
It is the regular...
It is the 360 PS3 port.
Of just Skyrim. Not Legendary. Yeah.
Well, no, it has the DLC.
Oh, does it have the DLC?
It does have the DLC.
Okay.
It just doesn't have... the upscaled graphics.
Yeah.
It's not running at 1080.
It's not the next gen version of the game.
No. And I think when they do Fallout, it will be. Because Doom and Wolfenstein will be.
Oh, yeah. Well, it better be.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So there was that.
Those graphics are
now
wild.
One other game that I want to talk about that wasn't part of that, that got announced in our little break that we had from the podcast, which is another M-rated title, which is L.A. Noire.
Yes.
And L.A. Noire is being re-released on the Xbox One and the PS4 for $40.
I'm excited for this.
Yes, me too. They're doing...
despite most people are like, fuck you, Nick. Shit's boring.
They're doing 4K upgrades for the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, which is really cool. They're also putting a virtual reality version of it called the L.A. Noire Case Files on Vive, which is super cool.
That'd be interesting.
And they're putting the entire game with added controls, added motion support, added Joy-Con support, all on the Switch for $50, and it comes out in November.
Yeah.
So, depending on when these games come out, it'll be another M-rated title. As I'm saying that, we're getting a lot of M-rated titles on the Switch. But anyway.
Well, they need more.
Yes. But L.A. Noire was definitely a game that nobody saw coming for the Switch.
Not at all.
A lot of people anticipated it being remade for Xbox One and PS4 because Rockstar doesn't have anything coming out other than Grand Theft Auto.
And it was a great game.
Yeah, I mean, they have Red Dead, but Red Dead's next year. And this year they can't
they need something
bank again on Grand Theft Auto.
I loved L.A.
That being said,
I love that game so much.
Grand Theft Auto 5 outsold Madden in the UK last week.
Yeah, I believe that.
Which
GTA sells up most games.
Yeah, I know, but it just blows my mind. So like when Red Dead comes out, it's gonna fucking destroy everything.
I mean, it's because they're still pissed off it's football.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
There's some bitterness there.
I'm
not surprised by that at all.
So yeah. So L.A. Noire, which is pretty great. I think that's awesome.
Super down for it. I mean, is it 40 or 50?
It's 40 on Xbox and PS4.
See,
it's
then
50 on the Switch.
See, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm getting on
because the Switch version has all the added stuff to it. So
cool. I'll just take the upscale graphics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want to maybe like rent it from somewhere for the Switch if Redbox
Yeah,
ever decides to do that.
Yeah, it's very true.
But I think it'd be cool.
Will Redbox? Yeah, I guess they have to for Switch games, right? It's weird because they're chips. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
It's really tricky.
They'd
it's really small.
Yeah, they'd have to have a different cartridge.
Yeah, I don't know how that would go.
I don't know.
Just an ejector and then maybe a.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very weird.
Anyway,
let us know, people.
Yeah, if
let us know.
See Redbox doing Switch games, let us know. So that was cool. Back to the Direct, they announced a bunch of stuff for 3DS that nobody really saw coming. The first one is the new Kirby game. It's Kirby Battle Royale. Comes out in January. It's this cool little like arcade fighter game with Kirby. Looks awesome. That's really cool. They announced Mario Party, the top 100 minigames. So it's 100 minigames from Mario Party games just on the 3DS. There's no point to the game. There's no way to win it. You just play the minigames.
Should have been on the Switch.
It should have been on the Switch, but they'll do a new Mario Party on the Switch. That'll be great.
They absolutely
will probably have 100 minigames.
That's true.
So.
But just should have came on the Switch. Just should have came on the Switch.
They announced a spin-off to Professor Layton, which is pretty cool, because Professor Layton is always underrated.
It's so good.
I was literally telling the girl. I already don't remember.
I was literally telling. That's fine. People can find it out later. Catalina wine mixer. Is that what you're doing?
It's it starts with a K. There's a T in it.
You're tripping. You're falling down the well.
Catalina.
Stop.
It's the wine mixer.
And Catalina, goddamn wine mixer. No, that's. I was literally telling Jeremy like a bunch before we started the podcast. I always think Professor Layton's one of the most underrated games. It's really great puzzles and the story. Like, it almost seems like a kid's game sometimes, the way the stories... but the way the puzzle and stuff are built.
Right.
But it is so much more in-depth of a story game. Like, it is a story on most levels for adults. Like, and really, like, I mean, it's like, half of the time when you're watching it and playing through it, it is like reading a novel. Like, I'm honestly surprised they don't make novels of those games. Because the games are long too. Like, I would easily read the book of the story.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it drives me crazy. Sorry. It was just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah. So there's that. They announced a new version of the 2DS XL, the new 2DS XL. It's the Pokeball edition.
Stupid name.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Just like stupid.
It's the Pokeball edition.
Yeah.
Which looks really, really cool.
That does look legit. I cannot throw shade in that direction.
Yeah, totally awesome. They also announced the one that looks like an orange creamsicle. The white and gold that looks like orange.
I prefer the new pumpkin spice 2DS XL.
Yeah, okay, alright. Creamsicle, pumpkin spice, whatever.
Yeah, very fair.
Take it to Starbucks on a
date.
Yes,
exactly. Depends if you're basic or a male.
Okay, alright. So there's that. Now, going back to Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is also coming out on 3DS. But Fire Emblem will be one of only 3 games that is only playable on the new 3DS XL, the new 3DS, and the new 2DS XL.
But Jeremy, isn't there only one new 3DS game?
Yeah, okay.
So what could the other one be?
Minecraft.
Bam!
Minecraft was announced for the 3DS XL and that system of families because it requires the extra processing power, requires the extra analog stick. It is already out. As soon as they announced it was out. It was out digitally.
As you're hearing it right now, it's out.
Yeah,
check it out on the eShop if you don't believe it.
It's probably $30, like the Wii U and the Switch version.
Yep.
There's probably Mario stuff because it comes with extra skin packs.
Yeah, it's probably those Mario skin packs.
But in this game, it's different because 1, you always have a map, and 2, the crafting system is like the PC version, where instead of just throwing stuff into a crafting box and making it, you actually go through and like put the iron, the stick, and you make a pickaxe.
But with now, you don't need a crafting table, either.
You do for some of it, not for everything.
Oh, is that how it's going?
Yeah, you do need it for some stuff, but not for everything.
Okay.
But this makes
like most common things, probably.
Yes. But because on the regular version, you don't need you can make a crafting table without having one.
Yes.
This gives you more options than the regular version, but you can craft without opening another menu. You can craft without pausing the game.
It's all right.
Everything's touchscreen. Your inventory is next to it, so you can literally just pick stuff up. So when you play Minecraft, you have, I think it's 8 blocks, and in the blocks you have the different things that are in your main inventory, and then you can open your inventory and move it. So you can hit the triggers to do that. But in this version, your inventory is always there, so you can just swap things in and out with everything with a touchscreen, and that's the glorious part of having both screens. The other thing that they did say was the Minecraft for 3DS has more processing power than the touch version, the Pocket Edition.
Yeah, exactly. And most importantly, too, that's why it's specifically going to be on the new 3DS.
Right, because the regular ones can't handle it, plus it has the extra buttons and the extra analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy thing is the Minecraft version is joining Realms. So when Realms is released in the fall, at some point, you can now play Minecraft on an Xbox One, a Windows 10 computer, an iPhone or an Apple or Android tablet, an Apple or Android phone, a Switch or a 3DS, and play together.
Of things. Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's
was anybody really asking for Minecraft on 3DS?
I think enough kids have been.
Well, I feel like it was also that too of like.
I think it's a little late.
I think absolutely, but I think Mojang just looked at it. It's like, which one didn't we hit? Let's just finish it off.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even like, should we? Let's just finish it off. But I mean, they put in enough mechanics to make it different.
Yeah.
So I can't even argue with it. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not going to get it on 3DS, but it's a good feature for people who want to play it on 3DS.
Yeah. To compare it, it is more powerful than the Pocket Edition. It is not quite as upscaled as the Vita. So it is a little bit of a different. It is.
Well, that makes sense. The Vita's more meant to play home console games portably.
Right.
Like the Switch.
Yeah. Now, what's really interesting is when they showed off the cover art for it. It has you've seen Minecraft's cover art. Minecraft
on multiple different games.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Minecraft has the Xbox style cover art where it's all green and you're running and you look happy.
Yep.
Then there's the one on PlayStation where you're in the cave and they're coming down.
Yep.
Then there's the one on Switch and Wii U, which you have two people and there's pigs and stuff around you. When they showed off the cover art in the Direct, they had Sony cover art.
Oh.
When they have it on the screen, they have the new Nintendo one that they made for the Wii U and the Switch.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really interesting that they mixed up the cover art like that.
That's
I thought that was different. So that's the thing. So Minecraft, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles X, right? That's what's on the 3DS. Those three games are the only ones that require the new 3DS, new 2DS, or new 3DS XL to play, which I'm gonna think we're gonna start to see a trend with that now.
Oh,
I think now it's finally gonna be like
it's like finally in the
we have
swing
three
of things.
versions. You can get it for only $150. Like now we're gonna start utilizing this thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a regular 3DS, prepare for it to be phased out.
Yep. Well, they even said that at their even a couple latest interviews. Like you hear them saying now everything's geared toward their new systems.
Yeah. So they're not doing a 4DS. It's just the new 3DS.
No, it'll be the new old 3DS.
The new retro deluxe 3DS.
The new
Mini XL.
No. Hold on. It's going to be the new 3DS XL, but then in quotes, not 3D not included.
Yes. The new DS.
God damn it.
The new DS. That's it. The new DS.
No, it'll be the new DDDS.
The new DDS. The DDDS Micro Mini XL Deluxe Edition.
I just want to go as bad. As how Dead Rising's expansions do and Capcom making fun of themselves.
Yeah.
I want like Hyper Arcade Edition Alpha Omega. Like I want everything in it, like remix. Like I want every stupid.
The new 3DS Blood Dragon.
Yeah, like I just want every stupid, dumb buzzword.
Or when they did Trials and they added all the crazy stuff for
Trials.
Trials.
The unicorn and shit. Oh, what a good expansion.
Okay. Anyway, so that's off topic.
Yes.
So we have two small points we want to bring up real quick. One thing we want to talk about, and then we'll get to something else.
Yes.
So the one other thing is Okami's getting their remake. Comes out December 12th. It is only $20.
Fucking buy it. Buy the fucking game. It's $20.
PS4 and Xbox One.
$20. $20.
It's a great game.
You know what, Jeremy? It's a fucking amazing game. Buy it. It's $20.
Wait. Is it absolutely fantastic?
You know what? We haven't done it in a couple episodes. It gets the designated all-around podcast rating of it's absolutely fantastic. Buy the fucking game.
And I guess Dishonored gets it's a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Dishonored, it's a game.
So Fortnite. Let's talk about Fortnite for a second.
Yep. It's been a game.
Fortnite had an update that makes it a different game.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, they just cheated. They just ripped off Battlegrounds. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, Fortnite 100%. Is now, what do they call it? Battle Royale?
Yes.
Fortnite Battle Royale?
They call it Battle Royale.
It is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds with Fortnite characters.
With Fortnite
and
themed.
Fortnite graphics.
Yeah.
And
in Fortnite.
It's the exact same game.
Yeah, it's like you even land in.
You parachute in and land the same way.
You
like
literally
you can go on
fucking
YouTube,
land in.
You can watch the comparison video where on one side it's player unknown and the other side it's...
Dude, on Fortnite they even said, and the whole thing that makes the game competitive is the arena of combat is slowly shrinking.
Yeah.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Game.
They didn't even try. Like, they didn't even try. And my whole thing of it is, like, don't get me wrong, Fortnite is doing a temporary, very smart move. I don't support it.
No, yeah.
But I think they're temporarily doing a very smart move of, hey, this is clearly a game where people are picking up on console. Here is a alternative if you cannot play it on console to play it. But here's the problem. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is coming to Xbox One.
Yep.
I'm waiting until the actual game comes out. And here's also the problem. It is impossible for Fortnite to be better than PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds because all it's doing is just copying a formula.
Yep.
And if it's copying a formula, it doesn't have the original formula. So it doesn't have all of the guns, all the customization that you can do, all of the fucking rando pickups that you can do. Like, and don't remember, it has some of those things. I'm not saying it doesn't have anything. And it's
not 100 players either.
That's exactly the point. It's not as big.
Like 25?
That's what I'm saying. It's not as big. There's no vehicles.
Yeah.
There's no, like, long range.
No, but there's certainly a parachute.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. It's just it's absurd. Like,
it's your generic cereal box version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
And the worst part about it is I like Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, I liked Fortnite for the game it was, and I liked how original it was. What I thought Fortnite needed was to either pick one of the directions it was going. Whether it was going to be more zombie survivalist bunker down tower defense, or Minecrafty build what you want and kind of do an in-between. Like, they did an in-between, but I wanted them to either go in one more direction or another. Right. They felt very torn between the two. And what did they do? They said, fuck both. We're going to do PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Like, they literally went, both our games are whatever, but let's go over to the It's not even the other side of the fence. They drove fucking cross-country.
Well, they put out a game, and this game, at first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh man, this is really similar to, like, the shelter, or the settlement creating in Fallout.
Yeah.
That's what I pictured.
Yeah,
I was like, so take that, and we take that with 7 Days to Die, and we take that with Minecraft, and we throw it into this awesome game.
Which is a great mix of good elements, but the thing is...
But now it's a completely different game. And it's... You don't have to play it that way.
Yeah.
It's a mode, but, like... I don't play Call of Duty and expect to play a third-person cover shooter.
Yeah. Like my thing is this. My thing is, because Fortnite did this, what is to now stop them from just copying any other game that's popular... and now just have that be another one of Fortnite's game modes.
So let me bring that up to you quick. So we have Rocket League.
Yep.
Destiny has a Rocket League mode, kind of. Their little mini game. Overwatch.
Oh, a very, very small scale of it.
Overwatch has Lucio Ball.
Yes, that's a way more direct. League. That's a way more direct comparison.
Yeah. Micro Machines, that game that came out a while ago.
Yeah, it's Rocket League.
It's Rocket League.
Rocket League.
So many games have copied Rocket League, right? It's great.
Yep.
We're gonna get Rockstar to do a GTA style thing for GTA Online.
I don't even think. Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't even think you need to go that far with it though. They wouldn't even need. All they would do is just go, "Hey, we've added in." Because here's how I think.
But that's what all these games are gonna do.
100%.
They're gonna add in
pick off
all these different game modes from PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
My thought is this. Let's take a step back for a sec. My thought is this. And I do think GTA will do something definitely like this. So my thought is GTA will definitely eventually in online put a game mode that's similar to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and they'll be like South Park funny with it.
Yeah.
Or they'll call it like, "Who cares who the player is? Fight for your life." Like you know what I mean? Like they'll literally like directly copy it. But then my other thought is too, what they'll have is like for map customization.
Unknown player ground battle.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Or they'll do like ground player. Or ground battle unknown player. Like, they'll do it like that way. Just do the whole title in reverse. You know what I mean? That took way too long for me to come up with. No, but my whole thought is, too, when for, like, GTA Online, when you can do map customization for races and stuff,
yes,
all they'll do is, hey, you can now do monster trucks with these orbs, and this is the universal goals that we made.
Yep.
So they won't directly copy it, but they'll say, here's the material. If you, as a player making your own map, make a Rocket League map, and then GTA Rockstar then supports that map and makes it one of their top played maps, then that's up to you. Like, that's what I think they're going to do. That, but just really quick, though. That's why I think GTA would think smart about it, because they have map customization, they get away with it. Right. Whereas opposed to Fortnite is like, no, this is just a pure copy game mode.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has become its own genre, as people have called it, and they're calling it a free-for-all battle royale.
Yeah.
How would you take said genre and actually make it different?
How would I take that same type of genre?
How would you make a game in that genre and be able to make it different from PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? Because there's also, what's that other game? The Culling. The Culling's the same thing.
Yes.
It's the same thing, but it's a little bit different.
It's a little shittier.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
My thing would be this. If I were to do a game like that, I would more focus on, and this is, okay, just offhand, because you're just asking me super quick. Yeah. So my thing would be non-focus, so avoid what PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, because we fucked up the name so many times I almost said it wrong. I would deviate one major thing from it to make it very different, where the arena doesn't shorten. You start on a map, let's say the map is a third of the size of what it is. You know what I mean? So you have a decent map, but not immense, but vast enough to be able to go around. Right. Like vast enough where you could drive a car around and still feel like you're traversing. Right. My thing would be then, don't worry about that, and then purely have the players go for it. Where it's either a full free-for-all. You could build, my thing would then be as well, like you have pre-built houses. A major thing that I would love to change is, and of course, all I'm doing at this point offhand is taking elements from other games. Right. Destructible environment. Yep. But also buildable environment. Yep. So say someone drives a car, and what would be way more advantageous, because one thing I find very annoying in like Battlegrounds, for example, is if I'm driving a car, I'm usually sticking out like a sore thumb. Right. But what I would love is if someone is sniping in a house, I could destroy the whole first story of the house by driving through it. Right. I think that'd be somebody would build it, repair it. No, just really quick. Just somebody then could also build it, repair it. If some dude decides to drive through the fucking front door, the house doesn't totally like shut down, but you just put up 15 blocks of concrete to keep it going.
So, I would make it the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I would take Fallout.
I get that.
And I would take the scavenging elements of Fallout, and I would combine that with the ideas of Minecraft, and turn them into a way to start with absolutely nothing. Yeah. Kind of like you do. Mm-hmm. But instead
like games too, like Ark and shit like that. Yeah. Where you just start,
Right. You go, and the games are an hour. Mm-hmm. And the first 15 minutes,
that's long.
You can't, I know, for the first 15 minutes, you can't kill anybody. It's literally you grabbing supplies.
Yeah.
You know, you have to race people to get stuff. You get what you need. You build what you want. But you can have the same 5 things that I grab, but the way you utilize them can make different things.
I thought of something more interesting. So what if you took the reverse effect of the blue? And what I mean by that is, so instead of blue, it's red. But take your concept, where, what'd you say, the first 15?
First 15.
First 15, you can't kill anybody. But then, your red sphere expands from your character. And it expands just like how the field does in Battlegrounds, but it goes out instead of in. You can only kill people within your field, and it slowly expands. Okay. So if you're sniping, you can't byline some dude 55 yards out. You have to get in somebody's face.
Smaller.
Exactly. But then you get, just another random
option. See, I was just curious to see how you would go about and change it and make it different if this is going to be a new genre of gameplay.
That's exactly, like, my whole thing is this. And here's the thing, too. Like, I'm all for people getting into the concept of this genre and doing something. What I don't like is that Fortnite just goes, I'm sorry, but Fortnite went, oh, that's cool, and then just fucking copied it.
And they did it.
Right. They just copied it. It's not even they did it, they copied it. Yeah. That's the problem.
We should get one with superpowers. That'd be pretty dope.
Like a Saints Row one, almost?
Well, I was thinking more like DC Universe Online.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm saying Saints Row more feels like you have superpowers than Saints Row 4 and shit like that. Yeah. But
anyway, that was a huge tangent. So with 2 things we want to talk about yet.
Yes.
One, Marvel vs. Capcom comes out this coming Tuesday, September 19th.
So excited.
We are going...
So excited. excited.
We're going to live stream it.
Yes.
We promise.
Oh, absolutely. We did enough of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when it got remade,
Yes.
so we're 100% dedicated.
We're super excited. We're not going to talk about it, though.
We're having a blasty blast.
There's one thing we didn't talk about.
Yep.
Which everybody's probably assumed we were going to talk about.
Yes.
We didn't talk about Destiny.
Not at all.
We're not going to talk about Destiny.
Nope.
Destiny's amazing.
Yep.
We have been playing it nonstop.
It's great. It's literally one of the best games I've played this year.
They're slowly rolling out the rest of the game, like the Raid and Trials of 9.
Well, yeah.
And Xur.
Here, I got your back on this one really quick. So obviously the Raid's out, and especially as of recording, so people are like, "What the fuck?" Trials just came out yesterday. It literally just came out on the 16th. We're recording on the 17th, just in case you forgot the date. I have ADD, but
so I don't think I said the date. That's okay.
I think you did. September
maybe
17th. Anyway, it's September 17th. Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. Year's 2586 now. So
year's 1982. We don't know what games are. I don't know who you are. I'm not.
How are we recording? But no. So the whole thing is, we haven't got a chance to check out Trials. Half of us in our squadron of 6 have, with us and our buddies, have got to check out the Raid. We want to put more time in other stuff and really get a full synopsis. There's so much to the game and so much that we've been putting so much time into. We want to dedicate a full podcast for you guys to be able to listen in on, go back and forth on, especially because Destiny is such a big thing going on right now, and there's so many questions specifically involved with Destiny that we would love to answer and even talk about in the chat and stuff like that. So we will do a separate podcast completely individual with Destiny.
Yep.
Whether, we don't know yet because we're kind of doing this half off the cuff, whether it's going to be an individual episode or whether it's going to be a side episode, we don't know yet.
Or it's just going to be the episode and we don't talk about anything else.
Exactly. But more of the story, stay tuned for it. It's not that we're forgetting about it. We just don't, we really don't want to put...
We don't want to give our opinion until we're done.
Exactly. We don't want to put our best foot forward on a game we've only half played. And the thing is, I've already sunk in over 60 hours easy into this game. So it's not like it's a lack of playing. I don't want people to get the wrong idea that we haven't put enough time into the game. Because trust me, I absolutely have.
Yeah, we were both on vacation from our jobs this week, and we put in an
ample amount of time.
But it's not enough time, and there's not...
to give a full synopsis.
Yeah, we haven't completed enough to feel like we can give our 100% honest opinion of it, which is also why we only live streamed it really once.
Yes. It's very brief.
If you want to go back and watch me sound like a little kid that just found candy, like, it's the greatest thing ever. Because I did not play much of Destiny 1, and my mind has been blown like 20 times.
Jeremy's been getting very educated on the ways of Destiny.
Yeah, and
constantly.
It's amazing.
It's a constant learning.
I'm a kid in a candy store.
Listen, really quick, because we're not going to get into too much, because we just said we're not going to talk about it.
Right. Well, I wanted to bring up the idea that we haven't live streamed it. Yep. We haven't talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Once we talk about it, we will start live streaming.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We're taking it in as gamers without trying to
worry about the entertainment side. We're purely just going in as gamers.
I don't want to say we don't want to be professional about it, but we don't want to. We want to sit there, and if I die and I want to call it very vulgar names, I can do that.
Well, you can also do that on a live stream.
Oh, I can.
I think more the direction that me and Jeremy are going with, at least with Destiny 2, is we just want to fully experience the game without any hindrances. Yep. And the only thing we mean by that is I want to be able to run these new strikes, learn mechanics of the Raid, which that's what I was even going to bring up even subtly, by the way, if like even you compare my knowledge of Destiny to yours, and there's a difference.
Yes.
But moral of the story, though, too, I am still sitting in a raid like a total newbie because the mechanics are so different and they're new for every raid. You know what I mean? You go on like
there's so many different things about Destiny 2 that are different from Destiny 1 that just make it an incredible game.
Yes.
But we're not going to talk about it.
Exactly. So the whole thing is me and Jeremy just really want to fully experience the game.
Yep.
Then, after a set time is gone, we will really go into it, really talk about it, show how we've been playing it, all that stuff.
Yep.
Let us also know, it's a major thing too. It's a very different direction that we're going, but I think me and Jeremy feel pretty strong about it. If you have different opinions on it or just want to further get details on our opinion of it, please leave questions, comments, all that stuff. We always try to read those stuff. So, yeah, we really appreciate the feedback of how you guys feel about it as well, because obviously if we hear an outcry of, oh my god, we need to know what the fuck you're doing with this game, we would love to show you. It's not that we're trying to hide it from you by any standard. We just want to put in our full time and then present you guys with the full knowledge as opposed to, This game is too big to go in half cocked.
Yes.
It's a moral of the story. It's a moral of the story for this one. So yeah, that pretty much covers everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That pretty much covers.
This was going to be a short episode. Turned out to not be a short episode.
I knew the minute you fucking brought up, you're like, it's gonna be short. I was like, you have 3 major talking points, and then the second you started going in on Fortnite was supposed to be a bullet point.
Yeah, I know.
You fucking expanded that into a cloud of its own.
We both did.
And we absolutely did. We absolutely did. So anyway, guys, that wraps up episode 23.
Yep.
In case Jeremy did not say the date, which you will find out when he's editing this later.
Yep.
Today's date is September 17th. 2017.
And if I didn't say the date, I'm probably going to pause it and then have like some real deep voice come in and just be like, September 17th.
No, just do a funnier one where your mouth, edit over your mouth just talking over whatever. Today's date is September. But, yeah. So anyway, guys, that wraps it up.
Yep.
Yet again, we are Players of the Round Table. Myself and Jeremy. You can always hit the subscribe button right here if you want to find out when we're putting up videos, when all that's happening. If you want to get on current events just strictly with YouTube, you can hit the notification bell, which will give you an immediate heads up of when we upload this podcast.
Yep.
All stuff like that. If you want to know all of our information, when we're doing stuff, when we're looking up information, how we're doing it, when we live stream, all that stuff, you can check us out on the Facebook page of Players of the Round Table.
Yep.
Speaking of live streams, we also have our Twitch account, which is twitch.tv/Players of the Round Table. We do all of our off-the-cuff gaming. I swear like a sailor. Jeremy learns some shit. It's very fun. We have a great time. We would love for you to be a part of it.
Yes.
So you can follow us on there. So yeah, guys, good evening, good night, and good luck. Have a good one out there.
See you guys.
Bye.